Hitting seven figures in your business requires more effort. When you want to hit seven figures in your business, you've got to work harder than your competition. Look, not many businesses actually hit seven figures. So I'm sure you see it on social media, people hitting seven figures, multi seven figures, and you think it's easy. Coming from someone myself who has actually built two multi seven figure companies, I'm going to tell you the honest truth. It is really fucking difficult to get there. You have to be different to everyone else who runs businesses, who never hit seven figures, who never have any chance of ever hitting seven figures. Because in reality, only about 4% of all businesses in the world ever hit seven figures in annual revenue. So, what's going to make you different to all those other 96 businesses? Why do you think you deserve to hit seven figures when all those businesses never will? I'm going to share with you a couple of lessons that I've learned in creating a few multi seven figure companies because I've made a lot of mistakes in my business career. But this one thing that I'm going to share with you today actually made all of the difference. And in my first business, right, when we were about to go bankrupt, I didn't really have an option. I was really scared. I was really anxious. I thought I was a failure. I had all these negative emotions popping up. I didn't want to shut my business down. I didn't want to fail in the first business that I had. And what I actually went to was back to old school hard work. I grew up in the country in a place in country New South Wales called Tamworth. Now, when you live on a farm, you have to work 7 days a week, every single day of the year. There is always something happening. And my grandfather, who taught me a lot about life, he didn't have any staff on his farm and things like that. He was getting a bit older at this stage, but he worked every single day. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, every single day he put in work. And that taught me an amazing lesson about working hard. Because if you can work harder than your competition, if you can push yourself to the limits and show yourself actually how hard you can work, that is one of the key traits if you ever want to hit seven figures in your business. Now, look, you might be floating around social media. You might be seeing people, they work 2 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, and they have a seven figure or multi seven figure company. And that's great. We should be really happy for those individuals. But I fucking promise you that their life was not always like that. What someone's life is when they hit seven figures and they wind down their work hours, maybe they've got a bigger team, maybe they've changed their business model, is completely fucking different to what happened when they were growing their business to hit seven figures. So that's where you've got to be really careful on social media about the things that people tell you about what their life is now compared to what it was when they're actually growing and scaling. Now, when my first business was about to go bankrupt, remember how I was talking about hard work? What it actually took for me is I worked 12 hours a day, 7 days of the week. I put in as much work as possible so that if it did fail, which is always the chance that my first business might not have hit seven figures, is it was never going to be because I didn't put my absolute best effort to be able to grow that business. And it was really tough. Guys, I had to sacrifice commitments. I wasn't seeing my friends as much. I didn't get to see my partner as much. But look, I was so happy that I actually did that because I can guarantee you, right? Me personally, there's been a time where I was absolutely fucking broke as a Joe. And when you have a seven figure business, when you're earning 5, 10, 15 times as much as what you are maybe right now, your life is so much better. You get to live in better houses. You get to have better cars. You don't have to worry about paying your mortgages or paying your rent. You don't have to worry when you go out for dinner and things like that. All those things that we have as emotions when we have no money. It all gets better when our business gets better and when our businesses get more profitable. But when I actually sold my first company, so I sold my first business just after the lockdowns, and I didn't actually have my next venture to go into, which actually breaks all the rules when you sell a business. But that's what I did. I sold my first business. I started my second one, and I was able to grow my second business to seven figures in about 6 months. And it was because of this really, really crazy secret I'm going to share with you. I went back to working 7 days a week for 12 hours a day. I made it impossible, right, to not hit seven figures from the amount of volume and work that I was putting in to be able to grow. And so right now, I'm not sure where your business is at. Okay. I'm not sure where you want your business to be, but I can guarantee you that if you start working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, that's your business will grow. And yes, you will have to sacrifice things. But if you're not willing to sacrifice things, don't ever complain if your business doesn't grow and if your business doesn't grow rapidly, because quite simply, you're just not able to put the effort that it takes to be able to grow and scale. Hitting seven figures isn't easy. Only about 4% of business owners ever hit seven figures. So you have to be different. You have to work harder. You have to be focused. You have to be absolutely relentless in your focus to be able to grow your business so that you hit seven figures. And I'm sure that if you do this over the next 90, 180 days, I know that your business is going to be much bigger than what it is today. I know that you're going to learn from things that you do well. I also know that if you're anything like me, you'll also learn from maybe mistakes that you make along the way. But through work ethic, through putting in hours, through constantly focusing on growing your business and making a whole ton of sacrifices along the way, I can promise you this personally. My life is much better when I had a bigger business with more revenue and more profits in comparison to when I was broke as an absolutely fucking joke. I hope this helped today, guys. In these episodes, I share with you all the lessons, all the failures, all the wins that I've had in creating seven figure companies. I hope that you tune in for the next episode.